Alright guys, listen up. This year is gonna be my year, okay? I'm taking 2026 by the balls. Let's get this thing started. I can't play the song. I'll get copyrighted. So January is a terrible month for viewership and ad revenue. So I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to do a little cleanup and do some videos on some games that I didn't cover, that I wanted to cover. Yuka-Replaylee is at the very top of my list for that. I didn't get it when it came out. It just kind of passed me by for some reason, and I don't really know why, because I was looking forward to it. But I'm kind of glad I waited, because I ended up getting a physical copy for Christmas. I never got a physical copy of the original game, so I'm glad to have one in my collection now. So yeah, Yuka-Replaylee is a remake of the original Yooka-Laylee game. When this was announced, it was a little bit of a head scratcher to me, because that game isn't even 10 years old yet. I know the original game doesn't have a super great reputation, but honestly, for what it was, I liked it. I haven't really played it since it originally came out, but I did 100% it. I remember when they revealed this game, I was still in high school. It was my senior year of high school. Just like a lot of other fans of Banjo-Kazooie out there in the world, it was just super crazy, super hype announcement. They're getting the band back together, some of the old Rare developers, to make a new 3D platformer in the style of Banjo-Kazooie. It was exciting. It was an exciting time. As soon as I was able to, I backed that Kickstarter, as did many other people that got its funding, like pretty much immediately. But yeah, obviously the the end result didn't really live up to the expectations that a lot of us had, but it was fine. I still thought it was fine. I enjoyed it for what it was, you know. It wasn't perfect. So I'm really pleased to report that Yuka-Replaylee is excellent. I didn't necessarily think the original game needed to be remade, but, well, I mean, I'm glad they did now. I'm no business guy, so I'm not sure how much this is, like, actually benefiting them, but that's why I'm here to gush about it a little bit, because I want them to make more games. I really hope they get the opportunity to make a Yooka-Laylee sequel, like a true 3D sequel, because what they've done here is proved that they still got it, they still got what it takes. So I'm trying to work off memory a little bit here when I'm talking about the original game compared to Yuka-Replaylee, because I haven't touched the original in quite some time. I mean, it probably was 2017, you know, whenever it came out. That was probably the last time I played it. So I don't know, let's kick it off from the top. I mean, first off, the game has gotten a complete visual overhaul. I mean, it graphically and visually is very beautiful. This is a very good looking game. The presentation is top notch. I love what they've done to update all of it. They've added in some extra little bits of story detail, like you'll get at the very beginning of the game, and just, I don't know, throughout the rest of it. It's very silly, very lighthearted, you know, very, what you might expect from something like Banjo. I feel like they captured the spirit really well here. I feel the most important aspect that they improved upon was just making these worlds feel so much more fun to explore. I don't remember exactly how it was handled in the original. I do remember, like, needing to backtrack into these worlds after you collected a certain amount of pages, I want to say it was, and then you could expand the worlds to explore the rest of them, and, like, yeah, it wasn't a super big fan of that aspect of it. Now the worlds are just open to you from the very beginning, and they are loaded with stuff to find and collect. There's something around every corner, and that's the way I feel that a 3D collectathon platformer should feel. It should feel exciting to get into these worlds, dig into them, and want to explore every nook and cranny and just collect every little thing, you know? That's what gets me jazzed and excited about any 3D platformer, but especially one that's trying to be like Banjo-Kazooie, you know? They handled it just excellently. Tons of little challenges and tasks sprinkled throughout the world, so you're collecting pages constantly. And they actually made them feel like, you know, rewarding to just collect, you know? They added in a little bit of music fanfare and an animation to go along with it this time around. You know, you get a little dance, you get the little ha-cha. It makes me feel like, yay, I did it! Yay, I got the pagey! It's little touches and details like that sprinkled throughout that, like, they just add a little bit more to the charm and, I don't know, the dopamine that you get from collecting things. So that's all fun. That's all fine and dandy, but they also added in these coins, these quids. They kind of help to guide you along, you know, towards your next objectives and you know, give you a little guidance towards points of interest. The feather placements in this game actually make sense. I seem to remember there being some weird choices of placement for these in the original game. There's one in particular that comes to mind from the very first world that was just, it was just in such a bizarre place. It was like borderline out of bounds. But yeah, they did a nice job with that. Yuka-Replaylee have their entire moveset available to them from the very beginning of the game this time around, and they just feel so much better to control having this excellent moveset available to them from the beginning. No more stamina meter either for when you're rolling around. Use it for the supercharge, but like not, you know, for just moving around, yeah, that's not an issue. Great change. There's no longer a double jump, it's just one fixed height, which is also an excellent change. Yuka-Replaylee just feels so good to control here. It feels like a well-polished, well-polished game. Look, I'm no professional critic, okay? I'm just a guy who plays video games. I guess I should also just randomly throw this in there because I forgot to mention it earlier, but yeah, the footage you're seeing is from like the midway point of the game forward, because I wasn't originally planning to do a video about this game. I was just gonna play it for myself and enjoy it, and I decided like halfway through, like, actually I want to talk about this, so let's do it. This was a big one for me. This was a big fix for me that I was happy about. They made the Kartos minigames like actually fun, or at the very least like better than they were in the original. The controls were just so weird. It was so weird and like janky in the original game. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel good to use Kartos. Now you have one fixed speed. You just have to worry about jumping and shooting. It's a jump and shoot kind of game now. You collect all the gems along the path, and then you get rewarded. You get rewarded for collecting them all, and it's great. I love it. I still don't think the cart sections hit that kind of itch that I would want it to hit, you know, for what it's been inspired by. What I always liked about the minecarts in the Donkey Kong Country games was sort of the tight platforming aspect of it. It's supposed to be pretty tough, you know? It's all about tight jumps and, you know, split-second decisions. This here is more about the collecting. Like, yeah, I mean, there is some timing to it. You gotta, like, jump at the right moments to, like, I don't know, jump over enemies or jump on enemies to collect gems. But as far as cleaning up what the original game tried to do, I definitely think they achieved that here. It's much more tolerable. Speaking of much more tolerable, they actually made the Rextro minigames fun this time around. In the original game, there's no sugarcoating it, they sucked. It might have been my least favorite part of the original game. I gotta mute my Discord. I'm sorry if you're hearing those notifications. I really gotta remember to do that before I start recording these things. I probably won't. Yeah, they controlled like buns, they felt like buns, they were buns. Now they've been just completely overhauled. I mean, it's a totally different thing. You play as Rextro in these little sort of like platformy mini games. I thought they were fun. They were cute, you know? Like, I didn't dread seeing Rextro in levels this time around. Now it was like, ooh, okay, I gotta find that token so I can go do another fun little platformy challenge. Like, that sounds like fun. I want to do that. Yuka-Replaylee are very customizable this time around. They got lots of costumes and outfits and all kinds of accessories. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat little addition. I don't mess around a whole lot with costume customization whenever I'm playing these games, but you know, it's neat for people who are there. I just go all natural, okay? I put on costumes for the sake of getting trophies, and then that was it. But that's just me. Lots of options there for you. There's also lots of like gameplay modifiers that you can get from this Eldritch Horror demon fridge thing. Again, yeah, it's not really something I mess around too much with, but I mean, there's a lot of variety there. Lots of options to mess around with things. The one thing that kind of surprised me that like, this is the one major blemish on the game to me. This is the one thing that stood out to me is like, there should have been something here for this. There are these pagey pieces, like there's 8 of them per level, scattered around, and a lot of them are very well hidden, like to the point where you might have trouble finding them. Some of the hiding places for these are fairly obtuse. Like, it's definitely the weirdest collectible in the game. Like, some of them you can find no sweat, you know. I think in just about every level, there were at least 1 or 2 pieces that I had to look up a guide for. There was no finding them. I think having some sort of gameplay modifier, I think they're called tonics in this game, to help you track down some of those missing pieces, that would have definitely helped out a bit with that. But that's really my main gripe, honestly. I pretty much have only glowing things to say about the rest of this game. Like the bosses, for instance, I seem to remember them being kind of just sort of a weak spot in the original game as well. And all of them are like pretty well handled here, I would say. I mean, I had fun with each of them. It's funny how I would like walk up to things that I remember from the original game, just like not feeling super great and just bracing for it, you know, just bracing for it to not be great here. But then actually walking away being like, hey, you know, that was pretty good. That was pretty good right there. Playtonic really delivered with Yuka-Replaylee. I had such a fun time. This is pretty much what I had hoped for and envisioned from the original Yooka-Laylee release. They went back and put that spit shine on it and made it the gem that it always had the potential to be, you know. Oh, I guess I should also mention that, yeah, the music is also excellent. Thank you, Grant Kirkhope, and there might be other composers in there too. You guys also did an excellent job. But that was never an issue with the original game. The music was always one of the best aspects of it. They revamped a lot of it for this one, and it sounds excellent. So yeah, Yuka-Replaylee. Have you played it? Have you replayleed it yet? I'm sorry, that was terrible. Honestly, if you're a fan of Banjo-Kazooie, if you're a fan of 3D collectathon platformers, you can't go wrong with this one. It's excellent. It is excellent in pretty much every way, just about every aspect. It's a big recommend, and I hope that it performs well for Playtonic so that way they can continue to work on more Yuka games. I really liked the Impossible Lair. That was an excellent game as well. And now we finally got the 3D Yuka platformer that we deserve. Hats off to all of you over at Playtonic Games who made this happen. Hit me up if you're making another one and you want me to talk about it, because I'll do it. I had faith in you guys from the very start, okay? I was one of the Kickstarter backers, so I'll be there every step of the way. Anyway, okay, yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments below if you've played it, if you haven't played it and you're interested in playing it. I don't know, either way, I want to hear from you. It's always the best part about these videos is getting to hear from you guys. I love you. SpongeBob Titans of the Tide is another game that I got for Christmas that I haven't actually had a chance to sit down and play it just yet, but that'll be another one that I'd like to talk about, hopefully this month at some point. It's almost halfway through January already. I spent the first entire week of January sick with the flu, so I feel like I'm picking up the pieces. I'm catching up on lost time here a little bit. That's okay. It is what it is, you know. Okay, well, that's enough yapping from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!